Hi, this is Blake Angelos from Yamaha Corporation of America here at zZounds with the Montage music synthesizer. So what is Montage? I think the best definition of Montage is it is an instrument that has two tone generators and a remarkable amount of DSP that is all brought together by a very dynamic control interface that we call motion control. Part of motion control is this super knob. The super knob is a macro control that controls an additional 8 assignable knobs that create a lot of dynamic movement. And you'll hear that in this video on the different things that I play. So let's talk about people that are interested in emulative sounds, pianos and strings. Montage actually takes where our previous product, the Motif XF, left off. There's actually 8 times the amount of wave ROM in Montage, and there's 1.75 gigabytes of flash memory to add new sounds. So just that amount of wave ROM says a lot about how much more content is in this instrument and how much more expressive this instrument sounds. I'll play the CFX concert grand. This is Yamaha's 9-foot concert grand. It is an amazingly great sounding instrument, very, very expressive. I've moved the super knob a little bit of reverb. All the way to the top. The next one I'll play for you is the Imperial Concert Grand. So we have the Bösendorfer Imperial 290, the big giant piano that has an extra set of keys at the bottom of the instrument. It's like a big aircraft carrier, huge, beautiful, resonant, Austrian-made piano. This is the Bösendorfer. That Imperial Concert Grand is available for free at YamahaMusicSoft.com. We call this freemium content. You can download that, install into your Montage, and get that exact piano. Pretty cool. And then the last one I'll show you is a very cool use of the effects in Montage with the Bösendorfer Imperial. It's a performance called Ambient Trailer that with the super knob, which is this macro control, I control the effects and do some really cool things. I actually showed this to a Hollywood film composer who was blown away by this, who told me, I have $100,000 worth of computer gear and plugins, and you just showed me something that would have taken me hours to build in a bunch of virtual instruments and stuff. Wow, that's really cool, and you can just play it. So check this out. So let's talk about this super knob. What I want to show you right now is a very basic one that a lot of people, I think, will really benefit from knowing how to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the CFX single part. It's just a CFX stage piano. It's a great sounding piano on one part. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 parts to that. One will be a string and one will be a choir. And then I'm going to assign the super knob to control the volume of that. Now the super knob is controlled by a FC7. It's a must. When you buy a Montage, make sure you get an FC7. What the FC7 can do is I can plug it into the foot controller 2, and then I can bring in strings and bring in choir and have them fade out while another one fades in and do different motions. That's motion control. So I'll show how you can do that without ever touching anything using the super knob and the connected FC7. So check this out. So first thing I'll do is I'm going to touch right on one of these open areas in here. So I see my single part here, but I have an additional 7 parts that I can add. So I touch right here, and I'm going to go to the strings area and add ballad strings. Part 2 is selected. I'm going to touch the edit button. Now I'm going to touch the volume control. Now, whenever I have an assignable control in Montage that can be assigned to any of the physical controllers, the super knob, the assignable knobs, the modulation wheel, or whatever, this control assign light lights up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the volumes of the string all the way down so you don't hear it, touch control assign, and move the controller. That's assigned. Done. So now check this out. I can control with my FC7 without touching a fade or anything. So I can dynamically move that in and out. So that's cool. Now I'm going to go back to my performance by touching Performance Home. So now I'm going to add this choir part. So I'll touch part 3 here. And now I'm going to use the text-based searching. One of the cool things about the UI is that I can search for things. And I know this choir is called ah or ooh. How will do ooh choir? O-O-H. Touch done. There it is. Ooh choir. Hit edit. And I have part 3 selected. I go to part settings, go to the volume, turn the volume all the way down, assign the control. But I'm going to take a different motion. I'm going to use a trapezoidal motion so that it will get louder at the middle part of the super knob, and then at the very end of it, it'll fade out, but the strings are linear. They'll keep getting louder. Now check this out. So when I play with the super knob here, touch Shift, press Scene. It stores that in a scene so I can instantly recall that knob setting. This one here, I used to show this one all the time, Winds and Strings, and if you look at this performance, it's a 4-part performance, and it's a nice dynamic winds and strings. What I'll do now is I'm going to select Orchestral Brasswell. Now this is a montage performance. This is a fully baked, it's got all of the cool motion control and super knobbage assigned. And what this does is it does an orchestral brasswell, as the name of the performance suggests. So now what I'm going to do is I want to merge those performances. So how do I do that? I'm just going to touch right on the part 4 that's open. Now check this out. I still have the winds and strings, but the orchestral brass has all of that super knob stuff assigned to it. So the orchestra. Now, to complete this, I'm going to make a cool timpani sound. So now I have this fully realized orchestral performance where I took that brass swell, added the winds and strings, and now I have this timpani that will only trigger at 127 when I really hear it. So check this out. So the point I'm trying to make here is that Montage can do a lot of different things. It's why it's named Montage. Montage is a collection of a bunch of different things coming together as a united whole. They didn't really design Montage thinking of a particular customer in mind. They thought of every musician. If you are a worship musician that needs great pianos, great electric pianos, strings and brass and that kind of stuff, Montage absolutely will deliver. If you're into synthesis, deep synthesis, the FMX engine in Montage is super powerful. If you're someone that likes to record to a DAW, Montage is absolutely set up as a multi-channel audio and MIDI interface. It actually has 32 inputs to the computer and an additional 6 returns from the computer. So what that means is that every single part of a performance, you can have all of that as its own stem to the computer for audio. Montage is absolutely designed to not only record the MIDI stuff, but also all the audio. It's a very powerful, cool system.